Craving delicious restaurant-style shrimp yakisoba at home? Stick around because I'll teach you how to make all the flavor and texture of your favorite takeout. Grab your wok and let's get cooking. Aloha mai kako, my name is Relle and welcome to my kitchen where I like to share all my favorite Hawaiian and local recipes. If you like restaurant quality Japanese food, then this one's for you. Let's make some shrimp yakisoba. So yakisoba is the sauce itself that we make, and it's kind of like a Japanese noodle stir fry. Super easy, and you can make it at home for a weeknight dinner if you'd like. So let's get started. You're gonna need some Worcestershire sauce. I don't even know if that's the real way to say it. I feel like everybody says it all kinds of different ways, but that's how I say it. And then some oyster sauce. Oyster sauce gives it that nice umami flavor. And so it's a little bit of sweet, a little bit of salty, and it's just really yummy. You'll need a little bit of shoyu. Shoyu is Japanese style soy sauce. You can find that in the Asian aisle at most grocery stores. I say that all the time. And ketchup. Yes, ketchup, don't at me. Ketchup actually goes in there. It's not my twist on this. So yakisoba, you could do pork, beef, you could do veggie, but today we're gonna do shrimp. And then you'll need a little bit of sugar, and that's where I'd like to mahalo Foodland Hawaii for sponsoring this video. As always, thoughts and opinions are my own, but we're gonna use their Maika'i Organic Pure Cane Sugar. Now, Maika'i brand is Foodland's store brand, and they've got a ton of different ingredients that you can get at the store. I hate that, yeah, when you rip it and then it doesn't go far enough down. So hold on, let me cut it. I'm back. That always happens to me with like chip bags or whatever where it has the tear. I always try not to tear it too low because I don't want to rip it and then I don't tear it enough. Problems. And then you'll do 2 teaspoons of this. Now the full recipe instructions and ingredients will be listed in the description box below, so check that out. But like I was saying, you can find the cane sugar in the baking aisle next to the rest of the sugars. They've got a whole bunch of different sauces and pastas and freezer foods, and it's just so awesome. It's a nice thing to have and support local, right? So we'll mix that up. This is the yakisoba sauce. So we're gonna set that aside, and now we're gonna prep the veggies. Because the shrimp cooks fast, hey, if you cut fast, you can start cooking the shrimp, but because I'm talking and doing stuff, I don't wanna, try to do it and then overcook the shrimp, because that would not be great. I'm gonna work backwards because I'm just gonna toss it into this bowl. We're gonna get a couple of leaves of cabbage. I use the green one. You can use whatever you want. You can swap it out for any other greens. You can use broccoli, asparagus, honestly, whatever you want. And it's just a rough chop. Now some green onion. Green onion is just slice, cut the bottom, save it, put it in some water. It'll grow back again. It's great. All you do is stack it together and then you'll just make slices like this. If you have extra, you can always freeze it, chop it like this and freeze it. Because everything uses green onion, not everything, okay. But a lot of things use green onion. So it's nice to have extra on hand when you don't have fresh. And then a carrot that has been peeled. Just gonna chop the end. And this you'll wanna matchstick. So julienne is a little too thin. You'll want to try to keep them generally the same size so that they cook at the same speed. What I like to do is carefully cut it in half like this, so then it doesn't roll. So you have a flat surface. And then all you want to do is go ahead and give it a few cuts like this. If it starts to roll, then you can just tip it that way and then continue cutting. If the pieces are too thick and you don't want them that big, you can go ahead and cut them in half. You can also cut these, in half this way if you want to. And now onion, this is a sweet Maui onion. I just really like sweet Maui onions. If you want to use a different variety, you're more than welcome to. I like to cut these in slices. So you're gonna cut them in half if you keep through the root. So half of it will stay intact if you want to cut it some other way. And then you peel off that outside. You're going to cut the top off, and then you're going to cut the root off as well. And then for slices, the part that you cut, you're going to do it perpendicular to you. And then all you're going to do is run your knife this way. And this is a rather large onion, so I could probably do half of the half, so a fourth of it. And then lastly, some mushrooms. These are shiitake mushrooms. Holy cow, brain fart for a little bit. So shiitake mushrooms. If you get the dried ones, just make sure to rehydrate it before. And then same thing, you're just gonna slice this up. All right, I'll turn the heat on while I finish this up. Now we're all set. So into the wok, if you don't have a wok, that's fine. You can use whatever you have on hand. We're gonna put your cooking oil of choice. Today, I'm gonna be using some avocado oil. Now, shrimp cook quickly, so we don't have to, you know, don't walk away at this part. I'll link the pan that I have in the description box below if you want to check it out. This is a wok. And I went to the store today, and I usually get bigger shrimp, but they only had these cute little guys today. So that's the ones that we're using. Honestly, it really doesn't matter the size. Size doesn't matter. Get those guys in. Probably could wait till the pan got a little bit hotter. I jumped the gun. So these are peeled and deveined. So shrimp have two, they call it a vein while it's actually not really a vein, right? So on the back side of the shrimp is the vein, which is actually the GI tract, or like the stomach where it goes through the colon part. And they pre-cut it, or you can cut it yourself, and that part is taken off. A lot of people always make a comment about, oh, you didn't devein it because this is still there. That's the actual like artery of the shrimp, which doesn't have to be removed. And in all honesty, the top one doesn't have to be removed, but most people don't really care for that taste or flavor. If you really want to, you can cut out that bottom side too, but that one is not the part that they're talking about. The vein is on the back side. Okay, put that in. A little bit of garlic salt and pepper. And the great thing with shrimp is they have their own timer or their own thermometer, right? So when they turn that pinkish opaque color, then it's done. It'll just be a few minutes. All right, we'll flip these little guys over. And you can start to see it's pretty much opaque through on the bottom. Takes too long, they're too small, we'll just stir it. I'm so used to the bigger ones, we'll flip them one by one, but might be here for a while if we try that. So if you see the ones that still are kind of translucent, just make sure to flip those guys. You can cook this with butter if you want to. I feel like garlic butter shrimp is just so yummy, but we stuck with the avocado today. It's a little under, and that's fine because we're gonna toss everything together and cook it through a little bit more. So don't worry about that. So we're gonna pull these because it's better to undercook it and then you can cook it through with everything else than overcook it and then it extra overcooks when you put everything back in, right? Okay, now you wanna cook the veg. So we'll just set this aside, right? And you wanna cook the veggies in order of how long it takes to cook. Not the mushrooms, we're just gonna start with the onions. We'll add a little bit more oil. Onions also have a little, you know, like temperature gauge, thermometer guide too. They get translucent when they're cooked through, and you can smell the fragrance of them. You don't want to cook it all the way through again because we're going to be cooking everything else in there too. Now the carrots. So I tried to keep them a little bit separate. So if some green onions get in, meh. Yakisoba is a Japanese dish, but like I mention often, Japanese food has made a huge impact on the culture, or just Japanese in general, on Hawaiian culture and cuisine here in Hawaii. When they came to work on the plantations, both pineapple and sugarcane, they brought with them their customs, their yummy food, and we've kind of took it and made our own, you know? So like spam musubi, while it's not Hawaiian, it's a riff on like Japanese sushi turned like local style. So although a lot of people think it's Hawaiian, it's not truly Hawaiian, which a lot of things that we eat today are, you know? And then the cabbage and green onions. If you want a different green veggie, by all means, you can swap it out, that's fine. I see most yakisobas come with cabbage. You could do kale, you could do spinach. I said asparagus, I think, and broccoli earlier. Woks are pretty awesome, like, and especially this particular one, it just, shape of it helps you cook and stir fry things so great. And the wok is Chinese now, so see how that blend in Hawaii is? Everything is just a mix of all kinds of cultures. And then we're gonna toss the mushrooms in. Now with the mushrooms, we can add in the sauce. Just want to give it one more good mix. And you'll just pour that over. And give it a good toss. I like to put the sauce in before the noodles just so I can get it all over the veggies first and let the mushrooms really soak it up. And then the noodles. Now, yakisoba, you can buy yakisoba noodles. You want to get the fresh ones, or you can buy it dried. So you want to cook it to package directions. You could do soba noodles, like traditional soba noodles for this, but I prefer like regular yakisoba noodles that look like this. Or you can do like chow mein noodles or like any like fresh egg noodle that you want. So you'll kind of just put that in and give it a good toss. I feel like stir fries are just quick, easy, perfect for weeknight dinners. As a busy working mom, like my kids play sports, so after school it's like homework, bathe, sport. Well, sports first obviously, then bathe. But it's always so rush. So these kind of dinners are so great for weeknights. And it's so easy, right? Restaurant quality, save money. You don't have to go out and eat. You can still make great food at home. And then lastly, we'll toss the shrimp back in. And all you want to do is make sure that all the noodles are coated. The sauce sinks to the bottom, as you can see when you flip it. 2 spoons will also work well for this. Alrighty. Now you take that noodles with the stir fry and the shrimp. And that's how you make shrimp yakisoba. If you like this recipe and you want to see other noodle recipes, then check out this video here. And until next time, we hope.
Watching my mommy's video.